So today we are looking at I was about to say a fresh website, not really, but this is usclearimaging.com. We do wicked designs. We've been doing it for 2 decades. We've helped tons of American companies, and our designs are fresh. Here is an example of a not so fresh design. This website is, spoiler alert, a Squarespace website. So we could tell that immediately by looking at it because it looks like it was slapped together with some drag and drop, just photos and just really cookie cutter, everything just kind of thrown in, and not a very good user experience. So what's wrong with it? So first things first, some SEO points. There's some terrible SEO happening. Take a look at this, all right? So the title for the home page is their company name with no spacing in between, which is several errors at the same time. What they need to be doing is something like this. San Felipe Stone, vertical separator, landscape supply store, landscape and masonry supply store, and then something Texas, Liberty Hill TX. So that's what the title of the homepage should be. All right, company name properly spelled out. Their main keyword they're trying to rank for in the Google, spelled properly. And then their service area. This is very important. You want to tell Google that you are all about where you are, so you can rank in maps. So that's how their homepage should be for the title. This is the most important optimization you can make on a page for your SEO. And then if we open up these inside pages, let's pop them open, they all have the same title. They say, Our Story San Felipe Stone, Our Story San Felipe Stone. You see a snippet of it up here, and just to prove it to you, I'll press Control U, and here it is. So not only are the titles incorrect for each one of these pages, because these pages are not about their story, these pages are about their landscape supply stuff. So bricks and pavers and tile and paving stones. So we have an incorrect title, and then we have an incorrect title repeated on all the pages. So that's just doubling down with errors on that one. So let's close these down. Each of these pages needs to have its title written uniquely. So they should be talking about whatever this is. I guess that's the name of this collection, right? This collection of paving stones is called Looters. And then they should be expanding upon what it actually is, right? So they should talk about flagstone and block and boulder, etc., etc. So all of these need to have their titles redone with their keywords put in there, and they need to summarize the page. Another thing which is pretty unbelievable is, if we go over here, I don't know if you have noticed yet, but this is not in Anglais, nor is it in any real language. It's Latin. This is called Lorem Ipsum. It's called Lorem Ipsum. It's basically dummy text that web designers use to put content on a page while they're designing it to kind of give an idea of how a page will look. So this website is live online, and it has dummy text on all of these pages. So not only is there no content but photos, the only content they have is dummy text, which is just a great example of why you should have your website designed by a professional and not do it yourself. This is what happens when you do it yourself. you make egregious errors that you may not even realize. Like, he may not even know that all of his pages have this dummy text on them, because Squarespace, who knows, maybe it filled it in automatically, and Squarespace automatically did all his titles for him. So this is why you don't make your own websites, you have a pro do it. A pro like Clear Imaging, been doing it for 2 bloody decades, since the beginning of the web, and helped tons of American companies. That's why you should have a pro, because this is just not, I'm not inspired. I'm not, as a prospect, when I'm on this website, I'm thinking, wow, these guys are really unprofessional if they've got dummy text all over their pages. Let alone the impact that's going to have on their rank with Google. Google is going to completely ignore this site. This site is dead to Google. All this site is 5 pages with some pictures and then some dummy text. It's basically worthless to Google, and then the titles are all wrong, etc., etc. So you couldn't get any worse. Well, maybe you could, but it's pretty atrocious. So this is all the more reason to not do it yourself and to have a pro make your website. Do it yourself is fine, but not everything should be do it yourself. So that's some SEO points. There's more than that. There's many more SEO errors, but we're not going to go on and on and on. From a design perspective, this website is also completely inadequate. The header is too deep over here, taking up too much real estate. These images are huge, and they just take up so much of the screen, and they just have these short headings with no real flow. And you should never do 4 lines of a heading. That's just like really hard to read. No one's actually going to read this. You should try to keep your headings 2 lines usually. But this feels like they're just yelling at you. And when the user is scanning through this page, they don't want to read all this because it's too much to look at. There's a lot of issues. It doesn't have a memorable design or a professional design. It basically has this header, right? This navigation header, and then just photos. It's like a Microsoft Word doc is how I feel about this website. It's like you just got some photos and some headings, and at the bottom you've got a little form, which no one is going to fill out, by the way, because there's nothing in it for anyone to sign, to give their email. People don't even do this anymore. They have fake emails. If you were going to even offer something like, hey, download our free thing, they would just put a fake email. It's really not necessary to have this. People don't fill these out. So there's a lot wrong. They don't have a call to action at the end requesting for a free, requesting information or price lists to request a price list, because they don't have prices on their websites for their paving stones. So that's a missed opportunity. I don't see testimonials on their homepage. I don't see anything. Just see, we don't even get a sense for exactly what they do. Like, do they sell pavers? Do they sell paving stones, or do they also install? Because we see completed projects right here. So does this mean they do installs, or do they just sell the paving stones? That is a real big error, because people need to know exactly what you do. We're committed to providing you best products. Yeah, this doesn't tell me what they do. I know there's something about stones, and yeah, price is what you pay, whatever, but I don't know what they're actually offering. Are they just a supply store, or are they going to come and do building and designing and actual hardscaping on my property? Yeah, I still don't quite get a sense. It sounds like they just sell paving stones. But so that's really important. You really want to be clear with your messaging with your website. This one is really not clear, and it's missing a lot of key sections. I'll give you an example of some good sections. This is a really good one up here for segmenting your audience. So let's say these guys, they supply residential and commercial, right? Well, you're going to speak to the commercial audience a little different than the residential. So what you could do is segment your audience right at the top of your website or near the top. You know, what are you here for? Which of my audiences are you? Are you people looking for painting? This is a painting company. Painting at venues? Are you looking for private classes? Are you looking for online painting? So these guys should be doing the same with residential and commercial. That way they can send the right people to the right page. Each one of these pages is going to have a different pitch. Other things that they can utilize are any type of trust elements, trust logos. With this painting company, you can put logos of past clients. But with this landscaping supply company, there's probably some certifications or some licenses or some memberships that they have, which they could feature on the homepage, which is going to help build more trust. Because right now you're like, okay, well, this is just another cookie cutter website. What about these guys? You know, are they brand new? Do they have any history? Do they have any reputation? I don't get a sense of that because it's a bloody Squarespace website. I'm not getting a sense of their longevity. But if I did see some trust elements, like, you know, member of the what were they? Liberty Hill, members of the Liberty Hill Chamber of Commerce, or National Landscapers Association member, or certified installer of blah blah. That goes a long way in confirming with me that, okay, these guys are real and this isn't just some dude with a pickup truck, right? Because you don't know what you're going to get online. Anybody can make a website. So let's get some trust logos on there. Additionally, you know, I'd like to see some numbers. People really like numbers, and when you can put hard numbers, it goes a very long way in building legitimacy for your company. So how many projects have they worked on, right? How many commercial jobs have they done? How many residential jobs have they done? How about how many individual pavers have they sold, right? How many years in business? These are all, or it could be how many pounds of pavers, you know what I mean? These are all numbers that if they featured, it would be instant reality. Like, oh, okay, yeah, these guys have been doing X, Y, Z. Over here at the painting shop, you know, 54,000 students, 2,100 classes, 17 venues. This just really sends it home that this is a real company and they've been doing stuff. Every business should have a section like that. If you've only been in business 2 years, I wouldn't put 2 years in business because that's not going to work for you. I would find other things that you can put, such as work that you've done, volume, you know. So use those. People love hard numbers. That's a section that should be on their website. You know, like I said, testimonials. They don't even have a testimonial section. That's key. They don't have embedded reviews. Embedded reviews are great. You can get them from Facebook or Google. I like to double down with it. Do testimonials like this and embedded reviews. And those are just some sections. There's plenty of others that they could be getting into, such as talking about the needs of the prospect, you know, why people should go with them, what's the advantage of going with San Felipe. So there's a lot to be done. There's, you know, objections. Why would somebody, what are some reasons why somebody wouldn't want to come to the landscaping supply store, and what are some of the options that they could be looking at but they're actually not the right option. So talking about, you know, fears of the prospect and their various options and painting yourself to be the best option. That's all stuff not here, right? So it's really, this website is truly a business card or a flyer. And these days with, you know, 1 billion websites online, you can't really afford to just be one of these business card websites. I mean, maybe it's better than nothing, but it's a bad impression for your company. So 10 years ago, you could have a website that was like a business card, just like this, and it was fine, you know. Even going back further to 15 years ago, 20 years ago. If you even had a website, you were ahead of the game. Well, now everybody's got a website, everyone and their mother, and they're atrocious. So the way you can differentiate yourself is to have a website that has a proper sales funnel built in, so that you can take the visitors, move them along a little journey all the way, step by step, building trust, and then when they get to the bottom of the page, smash them with a call to action so that you can convert them from a visitor into a lead or a sale or something like that. So anywho, this is just a great example of a Squarespace / Wix / WordPress / whatever cookie cutter thing that you can whip together, but it's not really going to work for you. What you need is clear imaging, custom designs. We make the website fit you like a tailored suit. Okay, it's completely designed for you. No cookie cutter. You're getting exactly what you want instead of you choosing a template and having to make your company fit into the template. All right, that's not what we do. We do it all custom and wicked. So come on down to clearimaging.com and we can help you out. Don't be shy. Come on over to the contact page and let us know if there's anything we can do for you. If you have a website and you'd like me to take a look, I can do a little video. Just drop it into the comments. Put your domain name, put your URL in the comments, and then I'll take a peek. And if I like it, I'll do a video for you for free. All right, so until then, thank you very much and take care.